13 days ago, the biggest open source agent on the planet shipped the largest release in its history. And every big tutorial you'll find is now out of date. This is Hermes Agent. Over 230,000 stars on GitHub, and it lives on your machine, not in someone else's cloud. By the end of this video, you'll know how to install it, put it inside WhatsApp or Telegram, give it a real memory, teach it skills, schedule it to work while you sleep, let it hire its own workers, and talk to it out loud. Every command on screen, checked against the official docs today. And because most tutorials skip this, you'll also get the 5 walls that wreck real setups, including the security mistake that has already put hundreds of people's agents on the open internet. That's 97% of Hermes Agent, starting now. First, the 30-second map. Hermes Agent comes from Nous research. Reporters say the company is in talks to raise at a $1.5 billion valuation. And the agent itself is open source, MIT licensed, free to run. Think of it as 6 abilities in one body. It connects to your messaging apps, it remembers, it schedules, it delegates, it searches and browses, and it experiments inside sandboxes. Here's the part people miss. It is not married to one brain. It runs on Nous' own portal with 300 plus models, or OpenRouter, OpenAI, Anthropic, Google, or a local model. Anything with an OpenAI compatible endpoint. The August update, the HERALD release, was around 3,500 commits from 647 contributors. That's the version we're learning. The current one, not the stale one. Level 1. Install, and your first 60 seconds. On Mac, Linux, or Windows subsystem, it's one line in the terminal. On screen now. On Windows proper, one PowerShell line. If terminals aren't your thing, there's a real desktop app for Mac and Windows. Same agent, same state. Now run. Hermes setup. You get 3 doors. Quick setup, a free login through Nous portal, no API keys, and it wires up web search, image generation, and a cloud browser in one shot. Full setup, if you'd rather bring your own keys and choose everything. Or blank slate, just a model, your files, and a terminal. Beginners, take the portal door. It is the fastest 0 to working agent path there is. Day to day, you'll launch it with one word, Hermes, or the full terminal interface with the TUI flag. And tomorrow, the -C flag drops you back into today's session with everything intact. Level 2, the feature that made this thing famous. It moves into your messaging apps. Run Hermes Gateway Setup and pick a platform. Telegram, message bot father. Create a bot, paste the token, and lock it to your own user ID. WhatsApp, run the WhatsApp wizard and scan a QR code from linked devices. Done. Your agent now answers where you already text. Discord, Slack, Signal, email, even SMS and iMessage. 21 platforms and counting. Now, wall number 1. And it catches almost everyone. Setup only configures the gateway. It does not start it. If your bot sits silent, you never launch the messenger. Run Hermes Gateway to start it, and Hermes Gateway install to make it a service that survives reboots. One more rule while we're here. The gateway refuses strangers by default. Keep it that way. A new account that messages your bot gets a pairing code and you approve it from the terminal. That's the design. Don't fight it. Level 3, memory. And here's the honest version you won't hear elsewhere. Hermes memory is 2 markdown files. Memory.md. The agent's own nodes capped around 800 tokens. User.md. Its profile of you capped around 500. They ride into every session, and the agent edits them as you work. They're small on purpose. Memory that can't silently drown your context. The real depth sits underneath. Every conversation lands in a local database, and the agent can search its entire past on demand. So the discipline is simple. When something matters, say, remember this. Explicit beats ambient. And there's an approval setting, so nothing gets written behind your back. 2 bonus moves. Run /init inside any repo, and it studies the project and writes itself a briefing file. And /journey shows a timeline of everything it has learned about you so far. 2 files plus total recall by search. That's the whole memory system. Now it gets fun. Level 4 skills. The reason the tagline is the agent that grows with you. A skill is a folder with a skill.md inside. Instructions the agent loads only when a task needs them. About 90 come bundled. Browse the hub. Hermes skills browse. Search for what you need. Install it with one command, and it runs a security scan on the skill before it lands. Every installed skill becomes a slash command. Install the Kubernetes skill. Type /k8s and give your instruction. You can stack 5 in one message. But here's the part that feels like the future. Point it at anything. /learn, a link, a folder, even an entire book. And it distills a new skill out of it. After it solves a hard task, it can write itself a skill so the next time is instant. Wall number 2, auto-learned skills come out vague if you never steer. Tell it what to remember about the approach and turn on write approval. So you review every new skill like a pull request, a pull. If this map is saving you hours, hit subscribe. It's free. And to back the work, join here or support her on Facebook. Level 5. Level 5, scheduling. This is where it starts working while you sleep. In chat, /cron every 2 hours, check the server status. That's it. Plain language. Or the classic. Every morning at 9, check Hacker News for AI stories and send me the summary on Telegram. Because the agent lives in your messenger, the results arrive where you already are. List the jobs, pause them, or fire one right now, all from chat. 2 settings worth stealing. Pin a cheaper model to your cron jobs so the overnight work never burns flagship tokens. And point a job at a repo folder so it wakes up already knowing the project. Morning briefings, build monitors, feed watchers. This is the pillar most people never turn on. And it's the one that makes the agent feel alive. Level 6, the delegation. Give Hermes a big goal and it splits the work. The delegate task tool spins up sub-agents, each with a completely fresh conversation, your toolset, and its own terminal. 3 running in parallel by default. Your main session stays clean, only the results come back. One config line sets a cheaper model for the workers. You stuff it exactly like a team. Expensive brain plans, cheap hands execute. And since the Herald release, there's a bigger idea in the box. A 2A, an agent-to-agent protocol. Your Hermes can discover another agent, exchange messages with it, and orchestrate work across machines with access tokens, an audit log, and it stays locked to your own computer unless you explicitly open it up. Multi-agent stopped being a demo. It's a wire protocol now. Level 7, sensors and hands. Through the portal's tool gateway, your agent gets web search, page extraction, image generation, a cloud browser it can actually click through, and text to speech. One login, no key juggling. It reads images. It runs real commands in a real terminal and reads the output back. 3 power habits from the new release. Type an exclamation mark before any shell command, and it runs instantly. The model is never invoked, so it costs nothing. /context shows exactly what's filling the context window, category by category. /diff shows everything the agent changed in your repo this session. And now it speaks. /voice on. Hold a key to talk in the terminal or send a voice note on WhatsApp and get one back. There's a wake word and you can interrupt it mid-sentence, like a person. Wall number 4, the token burn. This is the complaint all over Reddit. People report millions of tokens gone in an afternoon of light use. One write-up even measured a single weather question at 21,000 tokens. A chatty agent with tools rereads a lot of context. That's the physics. The fixes are already built in. Shell tasks use the exclamation mark, 0 tokens. Watch /context like a fuel gauge. Long session /compress. Overnight cron and sub-agent grunt work. Pin cheap models. You now know both settings. Save the flagship for hard problems. /model once for single reply. And if you run local models, Hermes refuses anything under a 64K context window. For good reason. Small models forget their own tools halfway through a task. Cheap agent, deliberate model choices. That's the whole game. Wall number 5, the serious one. Security researchers have indexed hundreds of Hermes dashboards sitting exposed on the open internet. And this summer, reporters covered an attacker who ran an AI agent unattended inside a real government network. This is a program that can execute commands on your machine. Treat it like one. 4 moves, all documented, all on screen. 1. Keep the default deny gateway, a named allow list, pairing codes, and never allow all with terminal access. 2. Leave command approvals on smart mode. Underneath it, there's a hardline block list that even YOLO mode cannot override. 3. One config line moves execution into Docker. And the egress proxy means the sandbox never even sees your real API keys. 4. Never port forward the dashboard to the internet. Do those 4 and you're safer than nearly every setup in those scan results. So, what's in the 3% we skipped? The plugin, SDK, inbound webhook routes, home automation bridges, multi-profile boards, power user land. You'll grow into it. If you do only 3 things tonight, make it these. Run setup in portal mode. Connect one messenger and actually start the gateway. And set the terminal backend to Docker before you let it loose. I've packed this whole video into one free cheat sheet. Every command, all 5 walls, the security checklist, the token saver settings on one page. Comment the word HERALD, one word, and I'll send it to you. Real talk. 90% of you watching haven't subscribed. On Facebook, subscribe is the supporter button. That is what keeps the lights on here. On YouTube, it's free and it tells the algorithm to send you more. Subscribe to support us. One last thing. For the builders already living in Claude Code or Codex, you don't start over. One command, Hermes import agent, migrates your whole setup, MCP servers and skills included. And if you're earlier in the journey, my beginner guides are linked below. The complete Claude Code guide, the OpenAI Codex guide, the Claude Cowork sales guide, and the Claude Architect Prep Kit. The builds behind these videos live on Instagram at Hyper Automation Labs. Next question. What's actually happening inside an agent like this when it thinks? I tore one open on this channel. That video's on your screen now. See you there.